Hi students, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian and I'm broadcasting to you from beautiful Budapest, Central Europe. I hope everybody is doing great. Hi Caldrogo, hi Pachu, hi Kyber, hi Tina. Good to see people joining in. Today's topic for this class is IELTS listening, sections 1 and 2. Listening skills for band 9, and these materials do come from our premium package at aehelp.com for the academic version of the IELTS exam, and for the general test, check us out at ieltshelp.com. On both of those sites we have lots of great materials for you. You can download our app. Look for this icon, search for academic IELTS help. Also, you can get our books from Amazon. Just go to your Amazon bookstore and look for AE Helps Academic IELTS. You'll find a couple of different exam books with their 6 original tests that we use in the class. And for general, check out GE Helps General IELTS. If you have questions, send me an email, adrian@aehelp.com. Classes are usually Wednesday to Saturday from 15 to 16 o'clock according to Central European time. So check us out during those times. And we're going to get right into some listening practice. So get a piece of paper and a pencil ready, or open up another document if you're on your computer, or maybe you can type on your phone. Please, students, don't put your answers in the chat. Give everybody a fair chance to answer on their own. Okay, so please write your answers separately, and we will go through the answers together. Today's listening is coming from our second exam book. It's test number 5. And if you have our premium package on our websites, you are looking for CD5 track number 1 to review this later at some time. I'm just going to hop over. This is our academic IELTS website. Going to log in at the top there. Click on My Student Account. Once I'm logged in, I have all these goodies: interactive practice tests, video lessons, help with writing, speaking, and all of my audio CDs. And then here I have my CD5 because it's test 5. As you can see, there are lots of CDs and tracks. Students, I'm going to play this listening through my headpiece microphone, and I'm going to use a nice Bose speaker, max volume on my side. So if it is quiet for you, please try to use a headset or turn the volume up on your end, okay? So everybody get ready, please. I'm going to start the audio here very quickly. And then just do your best. Again, write in a separate document, not in the chat. Give everybody a chance to answer on their own, please. Thank you.
This recording is copyrighted by 2 Think One Solutions Inc. and World ESL Tutors. You will hear several different recordings, and you will answer questions on what you hear. There will be time given to read the instructions and questions, and you will be given a chance to check your work. The recordings will be played only once. The test is made up of 4 sections. At the end of the test, you will have 10 minutes to transfer your answers to the answer sheet. Now turn to section 1. Listening section 1. You will hear a conversation between 2 people as one tries to return a defective product. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 5. You'll see that there is an example. This time only, the conversation relating to this question will be played.
Good afternoon. I bought a product from your store 1 week ago, and I've been having difficulties getting it to work properly.
Of course, sir. Do you have the original receipt from the purchase? The first piece of information I need is the date you purchased the product.
Yes, I actually have it right here. I purchased it 8 days ago, on the 6th of July.
The 6th of July. Great.
The man says he purchased the item on July 6th, so this answer has been indicated for you. Now we shall begin. You should answer the questions as you listen, because you will not hear the recording a second time. Listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 5.
Good afternoon. I bought a product from your store 1 week ago, and I've been having difficulties getting it to work properly.
Of course, sir. Do you have the original receipt from the purchase? The first piece of information I need is the date you purchased the product.
Yes, I actually have it right here. I purchased it 8 days ago, on the 6th of July.
The 6th of July. Great. I also need the name of the product as indicated on the receipt.
Certainly. The receipt shows it as SOJO 232XD.
SOJO 232XD?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, yes. I see the product in my records now. It is a 23-inch computer monitor?
Yes, that's correct.
Now tell me, did you buy the extended warranty on the monitor?
No, I did not. I always feel like those warranties are a bit of a scam.
Perhaps, until you need the warranty?
Perhaps. But there must be some sort of manufacturer's warranty, right?
There may be. Let me check for you. Okay. Yes, it seems there is a manufacturer's warranty. The warranty is for 60 days. 2 months.
Great. Then I shouldn't encounter any problems in returning it.
Well, actually, we only accept returns for a week after purchase. Since you purchased the computer monitor 8 days ago, you'll have to deal directly with the manufacturer.
How annoying. What steps must I take then?
Well, the company that makes the monitor has a depot in Birmingham. You must post it to them.
Okay. Do you have their address?
Yes, it's on Edgbaston Park Road and...
Hold on. You'll have to spell Edgbaston for me. I've never heard of it.
Of course. It is spelled EDGBASTON.
And then the rest of the address?
The address number is 89 and the unit number is 5.
Okay. So 89 Edgbaston Park Road, Unit 5.
That's right. And the postcode is B152RU.
B152RU?
That's right.
You now have some time to look at questions 6 to 10. Now listen to the rest of the interview and answer questions 6 to 10.
Great. But one concern I have is the cost of posting something as large as a computer monitor.
Indeed. Such a product must weigh a few kilos and will certainly set you back some money to post. Let me see if the company takes such a problem into consideration.
Well, that would certainly be nice if they did.
Yes, it seems they do. They have a program in place where they pay postage for the exchange of goods under manufacturer warranty or product recall.
That's great news. What do I have to do to use this service?
It's fairly simple. You just call their Birmingham depot and request a prepaid postage voucher. Then you take the item to the post office along with the voucher, and the post office will take care of the rest.
Sounds simple enough. Do you have a phone number for the depot in Birmingham?
Yes, you can reach them on 0121-496-0633. Oh, and be sure to call during business hours. They're open from 10 in the morning until 6 in the evening.
10 until 6, understood. One final question. What would I have had to do to return the monitor if I had purchased the extended warranty from your store?
Well, the process would have been much simpler, sir. You could have simply brought it into the return desk at your local store. We would have given you your choice of a new monitor, your cash back, or store credit in the amount of 110% of the original cost of the item.
110% store credit? Wow, that seems too good to be true.
Well, company policy is that we want satisfied customers, and when they are not satisfied, we feel the need to compensate them for this in some small measure.
Perhaps next time I'll buy the extended warranty. How much would it have cost on the monitor I bought?
Only £20.
£20 would have been well worth it to save me the trouble of dealing directly with the manufacturer.
Well, now you know, sir.
Indeed I do. Thanks again.
That is the end of section 1. You will now have half a minute to check your answers.
All right, students. So that is a typical IELTS listening section 1. A lot of general kinds of situations with demographic information and dictation. And we'll go through the answers together now. So let's go back to question number 1, which is after the example. Only section 1 has an example. The other sections do not have an example. All right. So students, for question 1, what product did the man purchase? The woman says this very, very clearly. Staish Sliman, it is not A. Anthong says it's B. Preeti agrees that it's B. Gadamov correctly agrees that it's B. Yeah, the woman says, I see it right here. It's a computer monitor, right? So it's a computer monitor that was purchased by the man. It's great. So in your answer key, make sure to always put the letter, okay? Pay attention to the instructions. Choose the correct letter, A, B, or C. So when you have your answer sheet, always double check to make sure you're transferring correctly. Then put in B, okay? B is the correct answer. All right, question number 2 to 3. Always pay attention when it's multiple questions that you're answering. So another point is to pay attention to the question type. So here you have 2 questions. So here you're going to have 2 and 3 for these. The order does not matter for this. So choose letters A to F. What 2 pieces of information are required to access the records of the purchase? So the order does not matter. What is needed? A is not correct. This is the specific name of this product that the man bought. So that's not it. Keep it simple. Okay, answer the question clearly. I don't see the correct answers yet. The woman asks for 2 pieces of information. Tina Tagipur says it's E and F. She asks for the purchase date and the name of the product. Yeah, the name of the product is SOJO and the date is July 6th. So for any product, it's E and F. Okay, so again, you could write F here and E here. Use capital letters again. Okay, so the same as what's shown. So EF or FE doesn't matter. But the name and the date are the 2 important pieces, okay, of information. All right, complete the notes below. Write no more than 2 words and or a number. Again, make sure to be attentive to the instructions. So it's maximum 2 words, 2 items. Warranty length is 60 days. The delivery depot location is Birmingham. And the address is what? It's a number and a name. So it's something, something, Park Road, Unit 5. And the man asks the woman to spell it. So he says, you'll have to spell that for me. And so they give the exact spelling. Asma La Aban says it's 89 Edge Bastion. 89 Edge Bastion. So that is the correct answer. It's 89 Edge Bastion Park Road. Okay, with a G. This is a G, not a J. It's a G, and there's no E. Harminder, there's no E. It's not Edge Bastion. It's Edge Bastion. Okay. Careful to practice, students, the sounds for B versus P. Okay. And for many Asian students, make sure you practice listening for the difference between L and R. Okay, those are commonly confused. On our channel, there is an HD video that deals with pronunciation. It's a pronunciation video. So just search our channel for pronunciation video, and you'll find one that deals with these sounds. It's a good one to watch. So for these sounds and how they're made, okay? So you can practice them. The other one that's in that video is the TH and the S. So th, s, b, p, okay? R, l. So, and yes, the GJ. So this is G or G, and this is J or Y, J. Okay? So know the difference between those sounds. It's very, very important. English is a phonetic language, all right? It's a phonetic language. If you're not sure about this, then Google phonetics. Okay? So just Google phonetics. All right? Okay, so it's Edge Bastion Road 89. Postcode. What was the postcode? What was the postal code of this address where the man needs to send the computer monitor? Yeah, I have some answers coming up. So it's B152RU. There seems to be quite a bit of agreement on that. Again, use capitals. So B152RU. You do not need to worry about the space. Okay, so don't worry about the spacing. Just write it all as one. Be very careful when you transfer to the answer sheet. Make sure that you transfer it accurately. For 0, it's a good idea to put a line through the middle of it. For 7, it's a good idea to put a line through that so it doesn't look like a 1. So it's very, very clear for the examiner. Here's an important piece of information, students. If the examiner cannot clearly read what you wrote, like let's say you write a 7, but your 7 looks like this, okay? So let's say that the answer is S7E, and your 7 is not clear. Will this be correct or wrong? If the examiner is not sure that this is a 7 or a 1, will they mark it right or wrong? What do you think? If they can't clearly tell. How do you think the IELTS will judge that? Yeah, that's right. It'll be incorrect. It's wrong. Okay, so the rule for the IELTS examiners, if it's not clear, if it's a confusing answer, then it's wrong. Okay, so you can't kind of weasel your way into a correct mark. I know that sounds kind of funny and harsh, but you can't, okay? You can't kind of be like, oh, I'm going to be sneaky here and try to weasel my way into a correct answer. You can't do it, okay? They'll mark it wrong, so it has to be clear. All right. Let's keep going. Question 6 to 7. Write no more than 3 words for each answer. In order to get free delivery on product returns, the customer must telephone the depot and request a prepaid what? What should they request? Yeah, it's a postage voucher. Good job, Tina. But make sure you include voucher. Not posted, it's postage. Okay, it's the adjective form. Post, post office, adjective form, postage. Okay, you'll see it with words like stamp, postage stamp, or a postage voucher. Okay, for this kind of question, really pay attention to this word here. So if you were listening carefully, you realize that the word prepaid was used, and it's a postage voucher. A little bit more challenging question. You have to know the adjective form of post. But if you listen carefully for the word prepaid, you can catch the words postage voucher. Okay, so postage voucher. What is the phone number for the depot? And Roshni, that's okay to do capital letters for postage voucher. It is okay to do all big letters for that. Yeah. Okay. So Asma says the phone number is 0121. Chat is automatically hiding most of those because YouTube chat does not want you to share your phone number in the chat. So I'm enabling it. And most of you are saying that it's 012194960633. So I'm going to put that in there. That seems to be correct. Again, spacing does not really matter. So you can write it all as one big long phone number. Doesn't matter. As long as you get 012149600633 again with the zeros, if you cross them out like that. In a phone number, it's quite clear, but if it's mixed, then it could be a little bit trickier, okay? So if you got 012149600633, that's great. If some of you are going, why can I not see my comment in the chat? It's just because chat's hiding the number. I don't want to click through all of those to enable them. But if you got it correct, that's great. All right, so let's keep going. A few more questions. Number 8. For how many hours is the depot open each day? And again, this was that little bit of a simple math question. So in the exam, in the listening and in the reading, these questions are called inference type questions, okay? This question is called an inference question. Inference question means that you have to listen to a couple of pieces of information and then figure it out from what you hear. And sometimes these inference questions are simple math questions. And you can see them in the reading and you can see them in the listening. This was one of them. It says, for how many hours is the depot open each day? Many of you realize that the answer is B, so make sure you write B. Do not write 8, okay? If you put 8 into the answer sheet, you'll get it wrong. B is correct. And Yosef Samir says, well, they tell you that it's 10 to 6, right? So it's 10 to 6 p.m., and that equals 8 hours, okay? Because there's 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 8, right? Kuiper says you can also use logic here. A logical guess would be 8 because in most parts of the world, people work 8 hours. That's true, Kuiper, but a post office could be open for 2 shifts, right? So it could be open longer. But 8 hours is a logical guess, so it is good advice. Kuiper, I agree, thinking that most offices are open, especially government offices, for 8 hours. So it's a good guess. So B is the correct answer. Good for those of you who got that little bit of math. Pay attention to these inference questions. Every exam includes at least one of these in the listening and in the reading sections. Okay? So pay careful attention. Number 9, which 3 options are customers given upon returning an item having purchased a warranty? So here in your answer sheet, you have the space for question 9, and you need 3 correct answers to get this mark. If you get one of them wrong, then the whole question is wrong. Okay, so you have to get 3 out of 3. All right. So what do you get? Exchange of the item for a new one, 100% store credit, free postage, cash back, 110% store credit, $20. Choose 3. Okay. Always pay careful attention to the question details. And again, logic can help you here. So most stores, if I buy a product and it's broken and I take it back, what can I do? Okay, IELTS is not reinventing the wheel here, students. The most common situation in a store is A, right? I think everywhere in the world, it's the most common one. If you buy an item, it doesn't work, you take it back, you don't want to go somewhere else, you don't want the money, you need the item, then you just exchange it for another one, right? It's A. So A is very logically one of the answers, right? What's the second most common? So A is probably the most common situation around the world. The second most back, right? I just bought it at your store, it doesn't work, please give me my money back. D, I know in Canada, US, it's absolutely that way. Most parts of Europe, it's that way. I believe in Japan, when I was there, it was that way as well. And then the interesting one was this last one was E. Okay, so for those of you who got ADE, Omaima Lahbibi, good job. Harminder, unfortunately, 2 out of 3 is not enough to pick up that mark. You had to get all of them. Kirti Dagar, very good. ADE, good for you. Okay, so if you get all 3, you get it right. The order doesn't matter. You can do it as DEA or EDA or EAD, so that doesn't matter. Okay, as long as you get the 3 correct. Last one, a little bit easier, multiple choice. Choose the correct letter, A, B, C. The woman mentions an item that costs 20 pounds. What is this item? Okay, now the trick or the strategy for multiple choice is you have to be able to answer these multiple choice questions without looking at the choices. So you have to hear it. You have to catch it. You have to listen for it. So what is it? It's the extended warranty, right? B. So for all of you answering B, Yosef Samir, Harminder, Lanthiu, Omaima, very good. Yeah, Yosef twice. Dregran, yeah, B, the extended warranty. It's not this one. Why is it not the manufacturer's warranty? Students, why is it not the manufacturer's warranty? Why does it not make sense to answer C? So C is a terrible choice. A is a bad choice. And C is a bad choice. Why? So computer monitor, it's a bad choice because computer monitors, you can't buy one for 20 pounds unless you're buying it from a garage sale or something like that. So computer monitors, they're more expensive than 20 pounds, right? So that doesn't make sense. Think about your logic. What about the manufacturer's warranty? Fruend, very good answer. So Fruend Hein says, so Fruend Hein says, well, it's the default warranty, right? This is free. Okay, in most places, for most products, manufacturer's warranty is free. So multiple choice, okay, for MC, multiple choice questions, use your logic, pay careful attention. In the 10 minutes to transfer your answers to the answer sheet, that's when you can check for logic, okay? So use your logic and also listen for the answer. If you're just trying to figure it out by looking at this and looking at this, it won't always work, okay? Logic can help you, but it won't always work. Hi, Jyoti. Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. Make sure to join the members chat classes, Jyoti. Those classes are 90 minutes before this class, okay? Maybe you're working or at school at that time. I'm not sure. If you are, let me know. I'm going to figure out which times work best for members. All right, students. So, how did you do? What did you get from 10 questions? Okay. What did you get from the 10 questions? Okay. So Serena says 8. Tina says 8. Harminder says 7. Okay, 8 is not bad. 7, you really want to get 8 or 9 or 10 for listening section 1. I know this one had a couple of tricky questions, so that's okay. But you really want to shoot for 8 or 9, hopefully perfect 10 on listening section 1. Because section 2, 3, 4, they just get more difficult. Okay? So they just get more difficult. One other question. What did I do when the instructions were given? So when the recording was saying, this is the IELTS exam and the questions are only played once and blah, 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 blah. It's about 1 minute, 30 seconds of instruction time. What did I do? What did I do during that time? Kaur, I'm not sure what you're asking. Just send me an email. Oman Sharapov says, I was browsing the questions. Yeah, Oman, that's right. I was looking especially at the topic of section 2, 3, and 4. I was looking for the topic. So I was looking at what those sections are about. Now, you're not supposed to do that in the exam, but you have about a 50-50 chance that they don't say anything because there's no rule, there's no clear rule that you can't flip through the listening section. Okay, they say listen to the instructions and follow the instructions carefully. And it says look at section 1, but it doesn't say don't look at section 2, 3, and 4, right? So if the examiner comes up and says, hey, wait a second, I'd be like, sorry, I didn't know. It didn't say don't look at the other sections, right? They don't actually instruct you not to turn the page. Some students before said, well, the examiner told me not to turn the pages, so fine. But many students said, I did it. I turned the pages and it really helped me to look at the topics a little bit earlier, okay? So it's worth a try, okay? It's one of those situations where it's worth a try. Try to take a look at the topic for section 2, 3, and 4. If they don't let you or if they ask you to turn back to section 1, don't worry about it. Just turn back and focus on section 1. Okay? Amin Isayev is sharing, and Amin Isayev says, I was in the exam and they didn't say anything like don't turn to the other sections. Right. Some students said I tried it and it didn't work. So for DOS, I believe in the computer version of the test, it doesn't let you go to section 2, 3, or 4. It forces you to stay on section 1. So that's one of the differences between the paper-based test. Okay. All right. So keep that in mind. Okay. So few important tips there for you. Okay. Pay careful attention to the spelling. Pay attention to the instructions when you're transferring answers to the answer sheets. Make sure to write letters and numbers clearly. If the examiner can't read it, they will mark it wrong. Okay. Try to get at least 8 out of 10 on section 1. And try to look at the topics of section 2, 3, and 4. All right, students, I'm going to play the next section, section 2 here in just a moment. Again, please write your answers in a separate document or on a piece of paper, not in the chat. Give everybody a chance to answer on their own. Don't confuse them, especially if you're giving a wrong answer. So I'm going to play section 2 audio from our website, aehelp.com, from our premium package. And then we will go through the answers after together, just like we did, okay? Hopefully some of you paid attention and realized that that next section, I believe, is about charities. So I'm playing the audio with my mic and my Bose speaker here. So if you're having trouble with the volume, just turn it up on your end. I'm maximum on my side. Okay, so here we go. This is our exam number 5 and track number 2 because it's listening section 2. Everybody's ready. And here we go.
Now turn to section 2. Take some time to look at questions 11 to 16. Listening section 2. You will hear a recording of a radio news magazine discussing the importance of doing good in the community. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 16. Now listen carefully to the interview and answer questions 11 to 16.
Hello, I'm Emma Robertson, and I'd like to welcome our listeners to Beyond the Lens, the programme that aims to dig deeper on issues in culture and society. Today we have Professor Hudson McMahon from the University of Bristol's Department of Social Policy. Hello, Professor McMahon. Do you want to tell us a little about what you'll be presenting today?
Of course, Emma. But first, I'd like to thank you for having me on the show. My wife and I are both avid listeners of Beyond the Lens, and it's a bit of a thrill to be on the show. But I digress. Today, I want to talk about the importance of doing good in the community and in society. There are many ways of doing this, but the two most common ways are volunteering and giving to charity. However, these methods of improving community and society have an important difference. While volunteering one's time is almost always a positive for society, giving to charity is significantly more problematic.
Problematic, Professor McMahon? It would seem to me that giving to charity is always a positive for society. We celebrate those among us who are the greatest donors to charity.
Yes, and in general, it is warranted. I do want to clarify. In general, giving to charity is good, but one must be very careful for two reasons. First, some charities do not do sufficient amounts of charitable good per pound. And second, some charities receive too much money that could be spent better on other causes. Let me discuss each of these in turn.
This seems to me a rather radical thesis.
It seems that way, but I hope to convince you otherwise by the end of the program. Now, getting back to charities. Some charities simply do not give a lot of their received monies to the actual performance of good acts. For instance, some charities utilize less than 10% of their donations on actual charitable activities. The rest goes to salaries, promotion, and other overhead costs. So for a donation of £100, it may be the case that less than £10 actually goes to helping someone.
That sounds terrible, but it still helps people, right?
Well, yes, but as charitable givers, we should try and reward those charities who do most good with the least amount of money. By that, I mean that those thinking of donating to charity should do research on a charity before giving to the cause. There are other charities where more than 50% of donations go to the end cause. These charities are much more deserving of your patronage.
You now have some time to look at questions 17 to 20. Now listen to the rest of the interview and answer questions 17 to 20.
Another reason to be discerning when it comes to your choice of charities is what I call the relative utility of a charitable donation.
Let me take a guess here, Professor McMahon. Is the relative utility of a donation how much good it does relative to other donations?
That's just about it, Emma. The relative utility of a donation is how much good a donation does per amount spent. For instance, the disease MND, motor neuron disease, was in the news in recent years, and MND charities received a windfall of donations. This sounds all well and good, but there is a problem. Unlike, say, heart disease, MND does not affect very many people. While it would be wonderful to cure the disease, there are better allocations of our limited charity funds.
Wait, so you're saying it was bad for people to give to MND charities?
Not quite, only that it was suboptimal. Because there is limited supply of money given to charity each year, it is important that it is used at least somewhat optimally. And allocating overwhelming amounts of money to a disease that affects very low percentage of people is extremely suboptimal.
That's very interesting, Professor McMahon. So how can our listeners try and optimize their charitable gifts?
First of all, don't be caught up in viral social media campaigns. Instead, use such moments to remind yourself of the importance of giving to charity in general, and not just to niche causes with good promotion. And second, do your research. Before you donate, look up how much of a charity's donation go to the actual end goal. Additionally, look up how many people are affected by the charity's end cause. The more people there are affected, and the worse they are affected, the more likely you should be to donate to that cause. It is all about maximizing good in the world.
That certainly sounds like a noble goal, but if everyone donates...
That is the end of section 2. You will now have half a minute to check your answers.
Okay, students, so that is a typical kind of section 2 on a more specific topic. I'm going to stop the audio on our website here. And now we'll go back and provide the answers together. So let's take a look at question 11, which reads no more than 3 words for each answer. MD said, no, we do not have a branch in Dubai. We are an online company. So visit us at aehelp.com. All right, so no more than 3 words, and this is a 3-word answer. What is the name of the radio show? Okay, Amin Izaev says, the name is Beyond the Lens. Amin, you would get that wrong. Do you know why? Pachu Yadav says Beyond the Lens. Pachu, you would also get it wrong. Do you know why? Yosef says Beyond Lens, and you would get it wrong as well, Yosef. Do you know why? So be careful. The first one, Amin, it's the spelling. You have an extra E at the end of Beyond. Pachu, the reason why you'd get it wrong is because you have a small L for lens. You need to write a capital or big L, okay? And Kirti, you have a missing the and a small b and a small l. The correct answer is capital B, Beyond, okay, with just a D, the Lens, just like that. This has to be capital. If you're not sure, write it all capital, okay? Spelling is important here. So, Beyond the Lens. And some of you are maybe thinking, that's not fair, that's really tough. But remember, IELTS is testing for Band 9 level test takers, which means not a native speaker in English, but an expert user in English. Could be a native speaker, could be a non-native speaker, okay? Beyond the Lens, they said it twice. The woman says it in the beginning very quickly. She says, welcome to Beyond the Lens. They're not going to spell it because these are common words. Beyond and lens are both common English words. Okay, it's just the name here. And then the man says it again. So you have 2 chances to catch it. The man says, I want to just say my wife and I are avid listeners of beyond the lens. That's what the man says. So they do give you 2 chances for that one. But I know it's a little bit tricky because you have to remember that names require capitals unless it's an article. The article does not need a big T. Okay. Prepositions do not need capitals in names, but any other word needs a capital letter in names. Okay. Keep that in mind. Dre Grun, lens. Lens is like a camera lens. Okay. So the lens on a camera, it's a piece of glass. Okay. I'm looking at most of you through the camera lens right now while I'm presenting this class. Okay, now this one was an interesting type of question. You do see these where you have to choose your answer from the boxes. It's kind of a fancy type of a multiple choice question here. Choice A was applies to volunteering. B applies to charitable giving. Applies to neither. Now, this is why if you can take a look at the topic of part 2 and 3 during the instruction time in part 1, that can really help you, because hopefully some of you looked at charity and volunteering. What's the difference? What is volunteering? What is volunteering? Before we answer the questions, let's answer these questions. What's the difference between a charity and volunteering? So yes, these types of questions are absolutely in the exam, Sagar Vade. So what is volunteering? And what is charity? What's the difference? Anybody? It's very important to know that. If you don't, it's going to be a much more difficult question. So Farhan says doing something for free is volunteering. Yeah, volunteering means free work, basically. Okay, and what is charity? Another way to say that. Yeah, so Omon Sharapov says it's one is work, the other is donation. So donation, yeah. In most cases, giving money. Okay, so charity is giving money, volunteering is free work. All right, yeah, Pachu says charity. Another way to say it is donation. Absolutely. Number 12, affects fewer people, but may be highly inefficient. So doesn't affect a lot of people, and it's useless. So which one is that? Which one it does not affect people? Is it A, volunteering, B, charitable giving, or C, neither? Neither of them affects few people and is inefficient. A, B, or C. Everybody's getting it wrong so far. Okay. Charity can affect a lot of people. If I donate $1 million, that's going to have a lot of effect on a lot of people. Okay. Volunteering. Okay, maybe it affects a few people. Is volunteering highly inefficient? So if I volunteer my time to help a student learn English, is that highly inefficient? So far, very few people got it correct. Farhan, Yosef, Samir, Mahmoud, Abdelatif have it correct. Yeah, it's neither. Okay, neither of these are highly inefficient and affect few people. Okay, it doesn't make sense. Careful with logic. Okay. Few people, highly inefficient, neither of them, okay? You're going to have some kind of effect, or it's going to apply to a lot of people. Neither of them will be highly inefficient and affect few people. So it's C. Can be problematic for various reasons. Number 13. So can be problematic. Volunteering, charity, or neither? Well, the professor repeats this several times, that charity can be problematic. He says volunteering is almost always good. Again, students, use your logic, okay? Logic is your friend. So if you visualize this, when you give your time to help elderly people, to help children in the hospital, to help someone learn a language, it's going to be a positive. You're helping people. You're giving your time for free. It's a very, very positive way to help society. But when you give money, you're just like, oh, here's some cash, do something with it. That's not so simple, and there can be problems with that, right? So B is definitely the answer there, which gives you the answer for number 14 right away, is almost always positive action for society. So if this is B, then that one has to be A. That's right. Yosef, MD Tosif, Ali, Shakar, Parasar. Yeah, A, right? Makes sense. Once you figure it out, you realize it's not that bad. It's just a matter of finding that thread of logic that helps you move through these questions. Subject to many overhead costs. Again, can be only one. Okay, just like the Highlander series. So 15, subject to many overhead costs. Volunteering? Not really. If I go and help somebody, it's not going to cost me more than just getting in a car or riding a bike and helping that person. So which one has a lot of costs, like administration, advertising, utilities? Kirti, MD Tosif, Nabeen, Dennis, Ricardo. Yeah, you're right, B. Okay. Charity. So charities are organizations. They cost money to operate. So CBAB. Okay, that's the correct answer. Again, notice it's a type of multiple choice. Logic is very helpful, and understanding the question. Okay, let's keep going. So, question 16. Here we go. Choose two letters, A to E. What are two reasons charities can be inefficient? Now, this one can actually help you with this one, because it says, what are two reasons charities can be inefficient? So, must pay salaries of employees. You have to choose two. So again, you have your space on your answer sheet. It's number 16. You need one and another one. Okay? What are they? So must pay salaries. Do they need to pay the salaries of employees? People are getting paid instead of, volunteering where it's free. Yeah, so I would choose A. People get paid in charities. It's not like volunteering. They give less than 10% of money received to the actual cause. Sure, that might be true, but that doesn't necessarily make them inefficient. So B doesn't make sense. Okay. The promotion of the charity, advertising. Yeah, that makes them inefficient. This in itself is not logical. This doesn't make the charity inefficient. What makes it inefficient is that people need to get paid. Advertising needs to get paid. So Amira, Zandra, good job choosing A and C. You have a correct answer there. Lanthiu, be very careful with the instructions. Choose two. Okay, choose two. MD Tosif, unfortunately, if you get 1 out of 2, you get it wrong. You have to have both correct to get this right. Okay? Don't get lost in details like 10%. Okay? Some causes are not important as others does not necessarily make the charity inefficient. Okay? For those of you who are picking E. Even if it's kind of important, it can still be efficient. Or if it's less important, it can still be kind of efficient. So you really have to have your logic in place for this, okay? The IELTS, students, is a thinking exam. It's not just an English test. That's where I think a lot of students get confused, is they think that the IELTS is just an English exam, but that's not true. That's why there's 2 versions. There's an academic version and there's a general version. If it were just an English exam, you wouldn't need 2 versions. You could just have 1 version. And to be fair, you're probably thinking, well, why doesn't IELTS call itself something like ITLES, International Thinking Language English Exam? Why don't they put the word thinking in there? They should, but they're not going to because they want to express that it's just an English exam. But it's not true. Okay? All right. Here we go. Gmail.com, you can message. I just saw your message. All right, so the next one was a flow chart. Here is one versus the other one. Number 17, you have to choose the correct letter. Please do not write the word. Okay, it's the correct letter. Write the correct letter, A to G, next to the question. So make sure you are picking the correct letter. Number 17, according to Kirti, Oman, Farhan, Tina, is F. It's MND. Motor neural disease, F. Okay. Heart disease, MND. Heart disease affects many people. Therefore, MND affects number 18. What's the correct answer? Again, a little bit of logic, right? Heart disease affects many people. MND affects few people, right? So all of you choosing A got it correct. So many, the opposite of many is few, right? It's the opposite. Good use of funds, so it's an efficient, right? Another way to say good is to say efficient. And what's the opposite of efficient? That's your answer for this one here, the last one, number 19. So if this is efficient, number 19 is inefficient. That's right. East, that's right, Asma, that's right, Oman. So number 19 is B. Yeah. So F, A, B, you have to have them in the correct spaces. Make sure you're transferring these carefully in the answer sheet. 17, F, 18, A, 19, B. Okay, good. All right, one more question left, students. Question 20, our last question here. Let's take a look. According to the guest, what is the main goal of charitable giving? Again, you should answer this multiple choice in your mind first. Is it doing research, the importance of giving to good causes, or maximizing good? Lanthiu says that's going to be C. Yosef says C as well, and Amira agrees. And I agree. It's C, maximizing good. The professor or teacher says this about 3 times, so really hope most of you got C. Okay, he says, maximizing good in the world. That's the goal. All right, students, that is test 5 from our premium IELTS package. I'm logged into my student account here, and this website looks like this. This is where I got this from. There's 6 original practice tests here with a fully interactive course. Over 100 hours of video lessons, many of them with me. So make sure to join this course. It's an interactive self-study course you can use on your phone, tablet, computer. Click that red button. If you're looking for a general version of the exam for practice and learning, go to gieltshelp.com and join us there. That's it for today and for this week. The next live IELTS class will kick off on Wednesday, May the 1st at 3 o'clock Central European Time. I will be speaking section 1 for all of you. Make sure to join. Again, do check us out at aehelp.com and gieltshelp.com. Great participation today and a lot of smart minds. Don't worry about making mistakes. That's how we learn. We learn through our mistakes. So keep giving a great effort. Dregran, Pachu, Lin Chow, Kirti, Arman, you're most welcome. Preeti, Mariko, we're always so happy to see members in these classes. It's so important. Thank you for supporting us. Much love to all of you. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Take some time to rest, recuperate, and then full steam ahead. Expand your mind, be physically fit, and enjoy life. Bye for now, everyone.